Representational photo. New Delhi. The carbon dioxide emission globally is predicted to fall by 7% this year due to the COVID-19 pandemic-linked lockdown and reduced travel and industrial activities. But the world is still heading for a temperature rise in excess of 3 degrees Celsius this century, said the United Nations ENV. The report, released on Wednesday, underlined that the emissions of the richest 1% of the global population account for more than twice the combined share of the poorest 50%. It means wealthy countries such as the USA, EU nations, Australia, New Zealand and others have bigger responsibility to. This annual report assesses the gap between anticipated emissions and levels consistent with the Paris Agreement goals of limiting global warming this century to well below 2 degrees Celsius and pursuing 1.5 degrees C. It found that the global GHG, it said total greenhouse gas emissions, including land use change, reached a new high of 59.1 gigaton of CO2 equivalent, GTCO2e, in 2019. As far as India is concerned, the country was fourth in terms of overall emission, 3.7 GTCO2e, in 2019 with China, 14 GTCO. In terms of per capita emission, India's figure is nearly one-third of the global average and nearly one-seventh of the biggest historical polluter, the USA. The year 2020 is on course to be one of the warmest on record. While wildfires, storms and droughts continue to wreak havoc, said Inga Anderson, UNEP's executive director. The report noted that a green pandemic recovery could cut up to 25% off predicted 2030 GHG emissions and bring the world closer to meeting the 2 degrees Celsius goal of the Paris Agreement. Referring to the growing number of countries committing to net zero emissions goals by mid-century, the report said the move was a significant and encouraging development. So far, 126 countries, covering 51% of global GHG emissions, had announced their net zero goals. This latest UNEP report confirms that the 1.5 degrees Celsius limit of the Paris Agreement remains within reach. The recent string of net zero emissions pledges from big emitters is an important signal of growing political will. What we need to see now is action. Strong, ambitious 2030 climate targets that would put us on track to cut at least 45%. At the same time, it would be important that the countries must, at least, fulfill the commitments which they made as part of their respective nationally determined contributions, NDC, climate action, under the Paris Agreement. But many countries are not on track on this front. Latest comment: President Trump name will go into world history, not only as a big bully, but also as a villain for the global climate co-op Paris Summit, which he ditched. Super rich nations. HAV. Read more. SSUNDARARAMAN Srinivasan. See all comments. Add comment. The report found that the report noted that the emissions gap has not been narrowed compared with 2019 and is, as yet, unaffected by COVID-19. Please support our channel to grow by pressing subscribe button as well as the bell icon for environment updates. Thank you.